for a long, long time. Shane is officially or unofficially the club historian for Westside Drag Racing Association. Shane, you go way back to when Rod Murray has been talking about too about the initial building of the strip. What were your earliest memories of the Ravenswood strip?
Well, first I can remember was attending a meeting at the RSL Hall in Wembley, probably mid-60s, about 65, 66, and then joining the drag club at the age of 16 when it was the 1320 drag club, and then I was at John Dwyer, who was the president's place at that time in Floreat, and when the night when Keith Tyler and John Sully, who were the promoters of the new strip, came around and showed us their plans. Prior to that, we'd been racing at various tracks, improvised tracks around the country.
I believe back in those days there wasn't a lot of money going around, and we've heard stories too. There's a lot of slave labour on the day, towing bits of railway iron through the bush and whatever. What memories have you got of that?
Well, a friend of mine and I drove the original tractor down from Wongan Hills to Perth one weekend, and then the following weekend from Perth to Ravenswood, and the intention of that was to tie railway lines behind, towed with a chain to clear the stubble, but we had a lot of dramas that railway lines weren't as strong as we originally intended, or thought they were, and they snapped like carrots on the stumps.
So your involvement was obviously pretty heavy in the building, and when did you first actually hop in the car and go down the strip? Can you remember that far back?
Probably about 1970, 71, I raced my HT Holden just for one meeting to see what it would do and see what it felt like, and it was quite impressive.
We remember, of course, your supercharged six-cylinder drags. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of that?
Yes, I bought that as a roller with a friend of mine, Melton, in about 73, I think, and then we gradually built that up and ran a slant six in it originally in about late 75, early 76, and then we upgraded the engine to a six-cylinder Hemi. I've always remained with Chrysler for some unknown reason, and then we Con Oosterwald, who had Hemi the Great, ran a blown six-cylinder Hemi in that, and he took the running gear out of that and ran a 392 Hemi, and we transferred the running gear out of his car into mine.
And many happy memories of seeing Con Oosterwald try and climb over the fence with his 392 Hemi. That was some unreal days. Now, of course, nowadays you're running your Valiant, and you've been running that for quite a while now.
Yes, I bought that as a partial wreck in the early 80s, and I first raced it in 1985 and got runner-up in Super Street at that meeting with some very unimpressive time. And then last meeting I got to the final again in Super Street, 15, 16 years down the track, and got runner-up again, so I haven't improved a lot.
Yeah, but it was some ratbag Eastern State that won, was that right?
Right there, the South Australian guy.
Yeah. And you're running in the, the low 11s with the new car?
Yes, it's running right on 11.0s, so it's very competitive in Super Street.
And so with the new Motorplex coming up at the end of 2000, obviously we'll see you down there?
Certainly will. I may stick with Super Street for another season and then could go into Super Sedan. It's my intention to run Super Sedan, but, you know, it'll take a while to get there.
So can we see you behind a tractor and some railway iron down at Kwinana?
No. I don't think we're allowed to. It's amazing how things change.
Okay, thanks very much for talking to us, Shane, and we'll catch you down at the new strip.
Okay, thanks, Steve.